Good morning, Respring family. It is that time of month again where I'm able to give you an update of a most recent board meeting. Last night, the Board of Education met for the regular February board meeting, and just wanted to take a few minutes to update you on all the happenings across the district and the wonderful things that are going on. One of the first things I just want to get out is that last night was the Board of Education's, this month actually is Board Education Appreciation Month. And so we took a few minutes to honor the Board of Education and express appreciation for the hard work that they've done. It's a volunteer position and they are absolutely committed to the success of kids. And I think that's, as a new superintendent coming in, you just never know how board dynamics will play out. And of course, we had quite a bit of change in the board even since I was offered the position. I can tell you the 7 individuals on the board really care about kids and are always trying to think about what's best for them. It's a hard job. It's a thankless job, but we so much appreciate all that they do. And we appreciate the buildings and all the kiddos that made cards and gifts of appreciation for them. I know that meant a lot. So again, we appreciate all of our board members. We were able last night, just going through our list here, we have one new individual that was offered a position, and that's Andy McFarland. He will be our new weight room teacher and head football coach. So I've heard nothing but amazing things about him and the energy and excitement he'll bring to both our classroom and the football field. And so we're really excited to have him join our staff. I know he's going to be on campus today, so many of our kids will get to know him. Just moving on down the line, I wanted to give you a couple updates on future dates to be thinking about. We have some events that are really important for you to be aware of. Next week, March 6th, is our Wolves Pack Night. And then, of course, that I know that's been getting out. We are a little bit below our goal in terms of ticket sales. So we would encourage you to, if you haven't purchased a ticket, to get online or come stop by the office and purchase a ticket to join us for Pack Night at Dolly Parton Stampede. Also encourage others to attend. All the money that's raised that night goes directly back to students and for student scholarships. So really encouraging that. There's also a raffle for a very unique guitar signed and autographed by Dolly Parton, which is a very unique thing that she doesn't always do. And so encourage you to go and purchase some raffle tickets for that. March 11th, we have our Golden Friends Luncheon, and so we look forward to that. Our vision for this year's luncheon is 2020 vision, a look into the future. Give me an opportunity to share our updates on the strategic plan and the great things that are happening there. So we look forward to seeing that population, that group coming in and eating some good food with us. And then just to note, next month, the Board of Education regular meeting changes due to some conflicts in my schedule. It is changing to March 23rd. So just wanted to note that. Going down, a lot of great things happening in the buildings, a lot of great work, phenomenal work by our teachers. Really appreciate all of our staff and teachers and employees that are working so hard. Looking at just my report on the main things that I wanted to update you on. One of the things that we've been working here with the administrative team over the last month is trying to develop a really solid hiring practice. One of the strategies or one of the goals of the strategic plan is to attract, recruit, and retain and grow high quality, phenomenal staff that can help our district become really world class. And so we really have been trying to develop a hiring process that will bring that kind of individual in and solidify that. So a few things were shared with the board last night. One, we created just a checklist flow chart that everyone across the district that's hiring will follow as we hire new employees, so that we're having consistency in all of our hiring practices. The other piece that we did last night is something that I felt really pretty strongly about that we have in place is that for all of our certified positions that we are implementing a performance-based hiring practice. So what that means is if you're a teacher and you want to come to our district and you've made it to those final interviews, you will actually be teaching students in front of a committee, and your ability to teach will be evaluated as part of that hiring process. If you're in some other kind of capacity, for example, and I've already implemented this when I hired our middle school principal and our assistant superintendent last year, but you'll have a performance event, whether that's providing professional development to the committee, or doing something in that nature. So I shared that with the board last night, our pretty thorough, in-depth process to ensure that we're hiring the best teachers out there. So it includes that component. And I also we've created a reference check form to make sure that we're calling the immediate supervisors of those individuals that we're hiring, and really doing all of our research up front. You spend a lot of time investing up front so that you can have great returns down the road. So we were able to share that process with the board last night. I think they're very pleased with the work that's been done so far, and the process that we're going to use to hire the best teachers and employees that we can. One of the things I wanted to highlight was, and onto the next topic, is our student success advisor. The high school was blessed this year to, without any cost to the district, to be able to hire Paige Cyrus as a student success advisor working at the high school, helping our kids prepare for college and career readiness. She is doing phenomenal work. In the short amount of time that she's been here, she has met with every single student. Every single senior has had multiple meetings with her. The number of kids that have completed a FAFSA is already up higher than it's been at this time of year in years past. We have 64% of our students who have already put in applications for post-secondary experiences. So she is really doing some remarkable things with your kids and our students. And so we're really excited to see how that continues to impact and expand as we look to evolve in our ability to prepare kids for careers or college. And again, that is also an action item that's heavily being worked on right now as part of our strategic plan. So just wanted to give a shout out to her. We discussed last night also some legal counsel. I will be utilizing Ed Counsel for most of my legal consults, as well as our administrative team. Ed Counsel represents over half of the school districts in the state of Missouri, and they are really centered on having a significant impact on education in the state of Missouri. Their philosophy and their main purpose is really aligned with what I believe are our district values and our district principles. And so really looking forward to doing some work with them and just using them for any kind of legal counsel that we might need. So that was discussed. I'm just kind of skimming through some of we discussed just some student trips that are taken, overnight trips, that they're no longer going to be approved by the board. They'll be approved by me. The board and I were all on the same page on that, so they're very, very minor situation. One of the things that we do every year, every 3 years, we go and we take our auditors out to bid to make sure that we're using competitive bidding processes to hire new auditors. But on an annual basis, we're required by the state to approve those auditors even every year. So the board did that last night. We'll continue with CPAs and advisors to utilize them for our auditing services. And then I think it's 2 years from now, we'll put it back out to full bid. Good news for our district patrons. Last month, I updated everyone on, we had some bonds that we had a bond series, 2020 series, that we were able to take out to the market yesterday for refunding. We thought that would save the district taxpayers about $150,000. We were a little nervous with the different viruses and things going on in the market that we weren't going to get a good refund on those bonds, but we were able to lock it in at a 1.32% interest rate, which is just crazy low, and actually ended up saving our patrons $181,000 by refunding those bonds. So really 25 to 30,000 more dollars for patron savings. And just so I'm clear, that money doesn't impact operations. It doesn't impact our district's budget. It's about tax rate and tax levy. So it really doesn't impact us, but it does. It is a return for our patrons. So that was really good news. We had some board policies that the board reviewed. We're going to go through a second reading next month. You can see those all on the agenda and the minutes, which are always posted online for your review. The final thing that was worked on last night was the board, as everybody knows, or most people know, last week the board approved the transition to a 4-day school week. And so we've been working heavily on that this past, on finalizing the calendar in the past month. And so was able to present to the Board of Education a calendar. So we will have the calendar coming out and pushing that out. Ben Fisher, our Director of Communications, will get that out to everyone. So basically our start date is the 25th and our end of August, end date is 27th of May. We've been able to protect a full week spring break because we know that's important for our tourism community, our families and businesses. Christmas break is pretty comparable to every year we've had, 3-day Thanksgiving break. We do have that increased emphasis. We have 17 professional development days. We feel like that's a critical component as we transition with the strategic plan and building educator capacity. So we have those days built in. You'll notice when you get the calendar that there are a couple weeks, a few weeks, one of them being the week of Thanksgiving, where we're actually going to school on Monday and Tuesday before those 3 days that are off. We also have a week in December where we're going to be attending school for sure for 5 days. It's the week of the 14th, because we just felt like we needed to have an extra day there, and that helps with preparing kids for finals and other things. We do have 2 early release days, and that is the day going into Christmas break and the day going home. So that's been consistent with what we've done other years. And then we have a day in March March into April on that April 2nd, which is our spring holiday / Good Friday. We're going to school Monday through Thursday with the Friday off. And then the last week of school, you'll notice that we're going Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So that's out there. There are built-in snow days already built in. Hopefully we don't ever have to exceed those number of snow days. Hopefully we don't have to use them, but they're built in as well. You'll see those in the calendar. So we'll make sure that gets out to you as soon as possible. What a remarkable season. What a great year. Just a wonderful blessing to be here at Reed Spring, and so proud of all the work and all the support, and just grateful for our community. It's just a blessing to be here. I look forward to an amazing month. We have a quick short turnaround to the next board meeting, a lot to do, but we'll continue to work hard and working on that vision of being one with the pack. Thanks, and have a great month.